welcome to my channel. This week, I hope you've had a great week. I have too. It's been a chilly week here in Texas and I have become reacquainted with my winter clothes, which I love. I much prefer wearing winter clothes to summer clothes. And I have also become reacquainted with looking at myself in the mirror. And that is something I'm going to discuss in a minute. Just to get all of the numbers out of the way. If you may recall, this time last week, I couldn't get hold of the next box of Mounjaro, which was the 10 milligram dose. And so I had access to one pen of the 5 milligrams and I took the 5 milligrams. So after doing 2 weeks on 7.5 milligrams, I've done 1 week on the 5 milligrams. And this week I still lost weight. I thought that was going to be quite interesting to see whether it just maintained or whether I lost. And I lost a pound. So this week went very well. And I didn't really feel too much of a difference in dropping down a dose just for the week. So I have lost 1 pound this week, which brings my total weight loss to 22 pound, yes, 22 pound, which is amazing. I'm so thrilled. The good news is that I do have the next box of Mounjaro, and it has gone up a dose. So I am today going to take the 10 milligram injection, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this week works out, because previously when I've gone up a dose, I have had side effects. We have Thanksgiving this week and I actually have the whole week off work. I do have a busy week, so even if I'm feeling tired or nauseous, I've got to carry on, which isn't a problem. You know, I'm all set to do that, and I'm not expecting too much in the way of symptoms, maybe a little bit of tiredness, but we'll see what happens and I will update next week. So I am now on I'm losing track of my numbers here. It's got to be my 16th week. I will put it in a text box just to say exactly where I am on my weeks. But I think it must be my 16th week, which, you know, I think it's gone very quickly, and to be 22 pound down makes this, without a doubt, my most successful diet over the years. So the thing I wanted to talk about was, well, really, clothes and looking at yourself in the mirror. Looking at yourself in the mirror. I had a bit of a weird experience this week. I have mirrored doors to the closet in my bedroom. So I walk past this big full-length mirror many times a day when I'm in and out of my bedroom. And I have become accustomed to not looking at myself. I mean, why would you if the mirror is there? Irrespective of what I think about my image and whether I want to see my image, I have no reason to look at the reflection every time I go in and out of the room. And pretty much, I generally only look in the mirror when I'm about to leave the house. You know, a quick glance just to make sure there's no wardrobe mishaps and I'm going to embarrass myself when I go out. You know, just to check that I look respectable, and then I'm out the door. So earlier this week, I looked at my reflection in the mirror. I was about to leave the house, so exactly the scenario where I tend to look in the mirror, and I looked at the reflection and I remember, you know how your brain can process like an entire kind of steps of thoughts all in a second. And my thought process went, there's something wrong with that reflection. And then it said, oh, I think that this mirror is one of those mirrors that makes you look slimmer than what you are. Then my next step in the thought process was, oh, you've lost weight. Maybe that is your reflection now. And then kind of like the next step was, wow, I think it must be. And it was like a little bit of a shock to me. it reminds me many years ago, I once had my hair cut from long to very short, and I remember catching a glimpse of my image in the in a shop window of a store, just literally just as I left the hairdressers. And for a moment, it didn't look like my reflection. And I can remember thinking, you know, what's that? And like, oh, you had your hair cut, remember? And it was like, it really reminded me of that. Now, that incident must have been 30 years ago. It was a long time ago. But it reminded me of that moment where my reflection didn't look like my reflection. That's the bottom line of it. And first of all, rather than believing it was me, my mind wanted to come up with an explanation, which was why I was thinking, oh, I didn't realize these mirrors were, you know, those mirrors that make you look slimmer. But now I'm kind of accepting that maybe that really is my reflection and it isn't something that's gone funny with the mirror. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror a little bit more and it feels good. So, you know, as always, I kind of share something and then ask you guys to answer in the comments if you've had a similar experience. Are you somebody that avoided mirrors and you're becoming reacquainted with the mirror? Or, you know, have you looked in the mirror and thought, that kind of doesn't look like me, or that's not what I expected to see when I looked in the mirror? So that kind of leads on to clothes. Now for me, I might have lost 22 pounds and I am a short person. I'm only 5'2". So 22 pounds is a lot for a short person, I think. But I'm not quite ready to go out and buy new clothes. Excuse me. In fact, my clothes are suddenly fitting well. Which actually brings me to what I think is a little bit of a sad realization, that I must have been wearing ill-fitting clothes. Perhaps I just didn't want to acknowledge that I'd gone up an extra size, or, you know, I don't know. I've been wearing my comfortable, more elasticated clothes than, you know, than perhaps the jeans that, you know, always need to have a belt, and feel that little bit more uncomfortable, you know, when you're sitting down for a long time. But now that was the past. Now in the present, the clothes I'm wearing are comfortable and are looking nice. So the clothes that maybe were ill-fitting last winter, that I'm becoming reacquainted with this winter, I'm not just becoming reacquainted with them, I'm enjoying them. You know, they are, I'm very happy with how they look. And in a sense, obviously I want to continue losing weight, but there's a little bit of me that wants to enjoy these clothes before I need to go down a size. I'm quite happy to probably, I mean, it's hard to visualize how I'm going to look, say, in January or February, but I'm quite happy to continue with the clothes I'm wearing, even if they end up getting a little bit loose and a little bit baggy on me. You know, I bought the clothes to enjoy them, and you know, I at least want to get a season out of them where I am enjoying them, whereas you know, last winter I think that probably they weren't so great, even though I was wearing them. So again, question to you, you know, what are you doing with your clothes? How many of you have actually had to go out and buy new clothes? Are you trying to make your clothes kind of stretch, even though they're a little bit less stretchy, because, you know, they've got less body to go in them? You know, are you trying to make them stretch over the winter? You know, or are you going out and buying new clothes, or are you enjoying your clothes a bit more? So, you know, my two thoughts for today are, you know, looking at your reflection, and, you know, how are you approaching your clothes right now? How are they looking on you? How are you wearing them? You know, I am looking forward to buying new clothes in the future, but I am not necessarily ready to do so just yet. And those are my thoughts for today. My success, with the Mounjaro is continuing, and I'm looking forward to going on to the 10 milligrams. And I do enjoy sharing my story. I am happy that I have people that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. That means a lot to me, and it means a lot to me that people interact in the comments. I am enjoying the Discord community as well that I mentioned in my last video, but Ben, one of the other YouTubers, has set up for the Mounjaro community, so I'm enjoying the conversation on there. It makes, although the medication that we're taking is huge, I think most of us agree that it's life-changing, we still need support, and I am thoroughly enjoying the people that I'm getting to know on this journey, and the support I'm receiving from people, and the support that I feel I'm giving. So that's it from me today. That's my update. I hope you all have a great week. Have a great Thanksgiving. Actually, that's another thing for the comments. Let me know what you're doing over Thanksgiving. I'm staying at home. I've got the week off work. My husband has the week off work. My son's off school. My daughter is coming home from college for most of the week. And we're looking forward to just, having family time, the four of us. We don't have any other relatives living in the US. So it's Thanksgiving just for us. And we've got a few projects to do at home. We're actually going to have a busy week. My children have decided that they want to swap bedrooms, which is quite a chore. But we're looking forward to getting on with that and have a good clear out at the same time. So we've got a busy week, but I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And thanks for watching, and have a great week. Bye.